So I'm doing some windows and doors fitting, and I had one of those days when the expansion foam, for some bizarre reason, just decided to go 10 times bigger than it often does, and so I've got it all hanging out here. I probably wish that I'd put some masking tape on the brickwork, but you know what it's like, it just falls off anyway. The slightest bit of damp and it's just gone, hasn't it? So this is what I've ended up with. I'm sure most of you have been there before. I'm going to show you how I tackle it. There's a couple of challenges with this one. Firstly, we've got it on the brickwork, which can be a bit of a menace depending on what sort of bricks you've got. These aren't super porous, so we might be okay. And I've also got it on these aluminium window frames. I masked them up fairly well, but a few bits of foam came through. And even if you give it a really kind of good mechanical rub with plastic or with wood, or you're still ending up with, it's almost like a PU stain on there. And I'm going to show you a product that deals with that really well. But to begin with, we've got to chop off most of this. So what do? Go to the kitchen and steal your wife's favourite vegetable knife. So what I like to do with this, obviously we've got an aluminium frame in there, but I come in at like 45, just make sure I'm not touching the frame, and then I just pull down. You can feel it rubbing against the brickwork at the back, but not touching the window, just to cut that through. And then just for an example, and then we can just pull it away like so. Now, when you do it, bearing in mind that I've got to put some grey silicone in down the side here, these are going to need to be, this foam needs to be well gone in order to give the silicone some room to do its thing. So once I've got those bits out there, I come up with a little, just a plastic one. What that is, that says Amtech on it. Goodness knows whether that's a real brand or not. It's something that was like 99p on Amazon, but they're quite a useful thing. They're soft and they're obviously not going to damage the powder coating on the windows. Oh, this is going to be tedious, isn't it? I hate these jobs. I'll bring that back there like that. And that's about as much as you're going to achieve mechanically with a plastic scraper. Thankfully here we've still got the original window protection on the frame, so that won't be too bad. But what I've got to do is come round, chop all of this off, all around there and all around there, push it all back so that everything looks like this, and then I'll show you how I deal with the stains that we've got on the edge of the brickwork here, some of which will still be visible after siliconing. And I want to deal with them now because I don't want to do them after the silicone, because you know then you end up sliding against that or making it all dusty and horrible. So I want to get it all right, so the last job is to put the silicone in. Right, let's crack on with this job. So this is the nightmare. I've got that there is a window trim, and you can see that either down to my crappy masking up or the fact the foam went completely mental, I've ended up with the expansion foam all over this finished surface, which is going to be visible. Yeah, and it's hard on there. I mean, this plastic scraper's quite a hard one. You can bring it off, but you still end up, even if you pull it right off. Why are fingernails so good at this stuff? It's incredible, isn't it? It's just like exactly the right hardness. Even if you do that, you still end up with a tiny little stain on here, because this anthracite finish is kind of, you know, shows up everything, doesn't it? So I'm going to see, the foam that I used is by a company called Sudal. I quite like their foam generally. I try not to buy the really cheap stuff, even though on this occasion obviously it went mental for some reason. Maybe it was just a hot day. Now Sudal do a PU foam remover, and I've not used it before. I had a quick look on the Toolstation website to see whether they got one in stock, which they have, so that's ideal. And then, you know what it's like, you go down to the reviews and you have a look, and about 70% of people said, yeah, it worked all right for me, and 30% of people left a review saying, 1 star, absolute rubbish, didn't do anything. So, am I going to be one of the 3 in 10 or one of the 7 in 10 when I try this stuff? I don't know, but I'm going to whiz down there, spend another tenner. It's always another tenner, isn't it? It's always another tenner to be spent on a project, and see if it will deal with this, because trying to mechanically scrape this off is just horrible. You can feel how hard it is. Let's go get some and see what it does. So this is what you get for your 11 quid. And so box, little tiny pot, little brush, and their plastic scraper, which quite frankly is rubbish. It's just so flexible. You might want to use it for putting some, you know, decorators filler in at some stage or something, but I've been using these, which are the old window packers, which are a lot harder and seem to be better for it. The stuff itself inside, they fill it right to the top. It's like a weird looking cream. I haven't mixed it up or anything, that's just how it came in. So use a little brush and stick the lid back on that one there again. And so that's what this one here started like. And basically, once you've got rid of, actually found a bit of old oak, seems to be about the perfect hardness, the perfect replication for a fingernail. If you scrape off the hardest bits, like these super loose bits like that, that's those bits there gone. It's about as much as you're going to achieve. And of course, you're always paranoid about scratching the stuff. Put those there. I just want to wedge this up at an angle so it doesn't fall over. Like that. Then, out with a bit more of the cream. That one there has been on there about 15 minutes so far. The recommendation is a minimum of 30 minutes, but no more than an hour. So we'll see what that one looks like in, let's go 45 minutes, shall we? But there's loads of it here, so I guess it's one of those things. You'll be kicking around the garage forever, won't it, after this project? And you just paste it on, like so. Brush a bit on. Whether or not this is going to be any good for around the brickwork, I don't know. We'll see what that comes off like when I get into doing it. My preference is to just do that mechanically. I might just use a little rotary tool with a you know, with a little wire wheel on there just to get in there. Mask better is my advice to you. Do your masking up really well with decent masking tape. Don't be like me. Right, that is that one there done. Let's see how that works out. But that'll last me about 300 years by the looks of it. Thought the pot looked quite small to start with, but you don't use much. It's been about 30 or 40 minutes of scraping stuff. Hideously tedious foam removal. So I'm going to go and have a look and see how the cream is getting on that bit of trim. Let's go and see. I'm just going to come over the top of where all that staining was, and you can actually feel there's like a little grittiness underneath when you're moving over a bit that's a bit more firmly attached. Bring that along there. You can probably almost hear it, a little bit there that's offering a little bit of resistance, but I have to say it looks like it's done all right. See that bit there, which wasn't coming off with my fingernail? That's lifted now. Okay, I'm pressing fairly firmly, but nothing overly hard. Right, let's grab a bit of cloth, wipe that off like that. Bit of the gunk's gone down in there. Well, I must say that is pretty impressive, because that was fairly ugly before. Now, just a bit of flash dash, the old high gloss stuff that you should use on your car, and of course you never get round to. Let's spray a bit of that on there. Give my window trims a nice orangey waft. And that is good. That is good. So I would say a good result for this Soudal stuff. We'll find out what it's like on some brickwork in a bit. But as far as aluminium window trim, that is absolutely as good as gold. So the Soudal expansion foam remover was quite successful, very successful actually, on this grey trim here, on the aluminium powder coated stuff. Really good at that. And so I thought I'd put some on these brickwork edges here. I mean, I could just take them off manually, but I just thought I'd see what would happen. So I painted some on here and it's kind of gone away. And then, I mean, it does seem to make the foam come off easier compared to, well, I don't know. Does it make a great deal of difference? Probably not a great deal of difference. I suppose it depends what type of brick you've got, how porous it is. But maybe it makes it marginally softer. But I think with not that just happens to be the only wire brush I've got hanging around if any plumbers have spotted me. Yeah, I think just a normal wire brush will be the easiest way to just take this off the where it's overspilled onto the brick face there. And I'll just stick to using the Soudal foam remover on aluminium and UPVC and stuff, because I don't really think there's any benefit on there. It's no faster. So I think that's a wrap for this job. I think that if you want to learn some lessons, firstly, don't get the stuff on there in the first place. Be much more diligent, really religiously stringent with yourself when it comes to putting on the masking tape. Use a good masking tape, and if it rains, just expect it to fall off. So, and then reapply it, or just do what I do and suck it up afterwards. But it'll be nice when it's done and the weather's good. And it's one of those things, you've got a cup of tea, listening to the radio, cleaning off a bit of foam. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll go back to it.